Hi, this is Ghost and welcome back. Today I've got you another Operations game. I'm tend to be playing Operations a lot at the moment, primarily for the amount of points you can get. As it currently sits, I'm level 96 or 97 on this game, and the rank up times, the amount of points you require to rank up to the next level are massive. I think I'm sitting about 800,000 points to rank up. So if I'm averaging about sort of 20,000 points a game, if you don't get a bonus, that is. With the bonuses on Operations, you can also get, if you have a really good assault or a defense, you can get 2.5 times bonus, which is massive. You can get so many more points that way. So it does reduce my rank up times to a sort of sensible time, rather than I think when I first rank up each time, and it sort of just sets a sort of idea of how long it's going to take to get that. So well over 1,000 minutes of gameplay each time, and to play that amount of time into each game is huge. So if I can reduce that by any means possible, I'm going to do it. I still want to try and get that level 100. It's going to be a long old grind, and I'm sure the last level between 99 and 100 is going to take me a fair time to do. And if I'm going to do that, I probably should put down the sniper rifle, because I do get less points with the sniper rifle than I do on the ground. That said, I really enjoy sniping in this game. In previous Battlefields and other Call of Duty games, my least used weapons by a country mile were the sniper rifles. I never liked using them. I don't know what it was, they just didn't feel right to me. That said, I did occasionally use the sniper rifle if I could put like a red dot or a low magnification optic on it, and then I would use that weapon. It would be great fun to use it, but it still didn't kind of feel particularly good, and I never sort of go ahead and be a leading player on the team. Whereas now in Battlefield 1, I can pick up a sniper rifle and I can still sit at like the top of the scoreboards. Now that's partly because it is a little bit easier in this game. The spotting flare is supremely powerful, and the pistols do allow you to play quite aggressively. Which it does bring me on to the pistol I'm using today, which is the Frommerstock Auto, which is a great little pistol. It's got a really fast reload. You pull it out really quickly, as long as you don't get a really weird reload. I think I get it a couple times in this video. You sort of pull it out and then you have to cock it for some reason. I don't know why they added that into this game, where you have sort of random animations that appear. Like there's one for the Calibri, which is the most annoying one. And it looks epic. You sort of pull it out and flip it, and you look at it in the middle of your hand, and you realise how tiny the thing looks in the middle of your hand, and then you're able to use the weapon. I mean, you're already at a massive disadvantage of the fact that you're using a Calibri. You don't need it to take it 5 minutes to pull the bloody weapon out. So that is a little bit irritating. I'm not sure why they put that in. I suppose for some artistic flair, I suppose. But yes, the gameplay. Said a little bit about it. Sniping with the Martini Henry. I still do really enjoy the Martini Henry. It does lack a little bit from what it did pre-patch, but it still works very much as a weapon. And I have to say, it does look lovely in this gold skin that I've got for it. On top of that, I've got a little bit of tank gameplay. I do jump in the plane, I got a couple of kills, and I jump out of the plane at one point as well, and do use that extended mag 1911, which I was mentioning in my the video the other day. And I said I didn't have any gameplay of it. Forgot completely about this one, but I did have a couple kills with it. It's not spectacular, and my massive mistake was that I forgot that it had the 15 round mag and reloaded after 7, which I think cost me a death there, which is a little bit irritating. But you can see that weapon in action as well. And then I finish it off with an epic little streak in the airship. Now I barely ever get to use the airship. Every time I seem to spawn in the airship, doesn't matter where it is in the map, we've just got it, I'll spawn in, instantly dead. Oh, there's a spawn point available. I'm going to jump in, and by the time I've even spawned into it, I haven't even got the chance to get out of the thing again, because I don't want to be in the airship. I just want to go and capture a flag or something. I'm already dead. The thing's been killed. It's like every single time. It's so irritating. Fortunately though, this game, for some reason, they didn't shoot me down. I think it was because we were over the last point and we destroyed everything, so they didn't have anything to shoot us down with. But I did actually get an epic little streak in it. And I did even manage to kill a tank, so didn't realise it was quite so effective against the land ships. I think I did nearly 90% of the damage to the airship. I'm not sure anyone else was really shooting it. It was a lot of fun. As I said, don't really get to use any of the behemoths very much. Unfortunately, however, it did take us 3 assaults to get through this map, which meant when we got onto the second map of Argonne Forest, which I have to say is my least favourite map in the game, it just is such a grind fest, and it's just horrible. I barely ever seem to win on Operations on this one, which is why I play this Operations the least out of all of them, purely because that second map is so horrible. And my main problem with it is it's so based to defend about. Now, I understand why it's like that. That makes sense. It is the defensive map, but it transitions through to all game modes. Like on Conquest, if you try and play Conquest on Argonne Forest, it is so bad if you spawn as the Americans. If you spawn as the Germans, you've got a good time. Primarily for the stupid thing, like between the C and the D flag on Conquest, there's a field gun that points straight down C, and if you get to that, you can just wipe out your team. Wipe out the enemy team, not your team, obviously. I've got a friend of mine who I play with quite a lot, and he quite often sits on that. He's got some clips on his Xbox of him literally wiping out the whole team as they come and try and capture the C flag, because he's got this massive entrenched position. I don't understand the design logic of that. I understand it a little bit more on operations, but not on Conquest in the slightest, because you don't get vehicles. I know it's there to sort of help you destroy the train, but it's way too strong at destroying the train. I was playing a game earlier on Argonne Forest, and we got a train, we got to that objective, we captured the C flag, and the train died so quickly it may as well have just been a normal tank. The health bar just went down at a constant speed, because they've got so many entrenched weapons, and it's so difficult to see anyone or kill anyone from the train. It's a really bizarre choice, and it makes it very difficult to egress that map. So this is why I'd obviously avoid this one as much as possible, which is a little bit of a shame, because Ballroom Blitz is a great map, save occasionally if you get a few too many snipers sat on the roofs. It can be a little bit of a chore to take the B flag and the A flag, but it is still a really good map. Where was I going? Anyway, moving straight back on, moving actually on to what the topic I was actually going to talk about today, which was, again, my internet. I spoke about this briefly in my first video when I said I was back. As you know, I don't have a proper broadband connection. I live in the middle of the countryside, and BT, although they were very kind and dug up our driveway and put that connection in, they refused to connect to us because they say it's a business line only, which means that I obviously don't have a proper connection. I do have a sort of connection, and my sort of connection is a EE mobile broadband connection. That's a really good connection. When it works, I get a very good connection speed. The ping was fairly good, and the upload was sometimes okay if it was in a good mood. So, for example, my connection usually was, the ping would sit about 30, the download about 20, and on a good day, which happened very rarely, my upload would be on about 2 or 3. On a bad day, or unfortunately when the device overheated a lot, the ping would go up to about 50 average, and then occasionally spike up to about 1500. The download would drop to about 5, and the worst bit was the upload. Usually when I tried to upload a video, every time I did that it would sort of overheat. The upload would drop down to 0.02. 0.02? No, 0.02. So my uploads were about 8-9 hours, which was yeah, it's not ideal. I'd like to be able to use the internet, do other things. I just got to leave my computer just uploading this thing for days on end. And now this is partly because the device that they give you with it is a tiny little router, and it's not meant to be used on a permanent basis. It's meant to be something you leave on for a couple of hours. You're not meant to have it plugged in the whole time. And because obviously I don't have the other option of that, and it's not something I can travel around with, that is my permanent connection. And it was getting a pain in the arse. It was constantly overheating. Every time I tried to play a game, I'd get about 5 minutes or 10 minutes into a game, and then suddenly I'd be hit with these massive lag spikes, and I wouldn't be able to move, and I'd be sort of rubber banding backwards and forwards around the map, and it was infuriating. And so I was looking at trying to find other options for it, and I finally found online there is a router you can buy which has got a SIM slot on it, and you can just plug your SIM card in and it works like a normal router. I thought, well, this can only be better, so I went onto Amazon, got one of these routers, plugged it in, and already where I'd usually put the EE box on a window in my house, the EE box gets about 1 bar. Plug this thing in, it instantly got 3 bars. I was like, well, that's obviously much better. Incredible. Already worth the money. I then did a speed test on it, and I have to say the ping did go up. The ping average is about 35 at the moment, so it's a little bit high, but very much dealable. Very dealable with, that's not English. But the massive positive from this was the connection speed. My download went up to 40 meg, and my upload went to 10 meg, and it sits on average between sort of 10 and 5 meg. So my upload speed is now incredibly good, and I can upload a video in a fairly decent time, which makes uploading a lot more enjoyable. Anyway, guys, if you do struggle with things like this, you have a crappy connection like I do, or you have a non-existent connection like I do, I definitely recommend looking into getting one of these EE things and one of these 4G routers. It's made a world of difference, and it actually has a good connection. Anyway, guys, the video has come to an end. I think I ended up with 68 kills and 24k points. So I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now. Bye.